You serious?
Ah, it. Come on! Welcome.
You have an unhealthy addiction to this song, bro. Anytime you press that button and it comes on, like your whole mood just changes.
What's wrong with me? Am I alright?
Oh no, I need to find a song that does the same.
What would be your song?
I don't know yet. I'm not sure, but I feel like you have that song in your earpiece on the at the gym for like just on repeat the whole time.
Do you know the personal best I'll be hitting if I was in the gym bagging this out? Right, sorry. Once again, you are back for another episode of what we like to call punishment. It's where Sean and I punish you with some absolute puns. You send your stuff in as well, and we get jokes from the audience. So people that DM them in, thank you very much. We've got quite the queue, and also people who have been sending them in via email, jokes@howtokillanarrow.com. Without further ado, Sean, let's get into
Punishment.
This is from Nerys on IG. She said, just came across your podcast today. Thanks for helping me kill more than an hour. I got a joke for you. So there was a tribal chief who decided he wanted the biggest hut in the village. So he got them to gather up all of the grass that they needed to build this grass hut. And he made it 2 stories just to show off. He placed his throne on the 2nd story and had a massive party to show everyone how it looked. After the party, he was quite tired, so he slept on the ground floor. But the throne fell through the top floor and crushed his head. The moral of the story is people who live in grass houses shouldn't stow thrones. Thank you, Nerys.
Oh, that's good. I didn't see that one coming at all.
There you go. Bit of a tongue twister. A tongue twister. Sean.
Okay. Well, we don't know who this is from, but okay. I went to the dentist for the first time in 5 years. The dentist asked me when I last flossed. I told him, bro, you were there. Weak flossing game.
My niece calls me her ankle. I started calling her my knees.
God. Oh, that's awful. I was on a train and this woman opposite looked at me and said, every time you smile, I feel like inviting you to my place. I asked, are you single? She replied, no, I'm a dentist. Oi, can I just say, yeah? I'm going to shout out D, who I shouted out last, yeah? She sent me this joke. She sent me this joke today and she was like, can you do it? And I forgot to, I forgot to, it was on my lappy, yeah? And I forgot to like put it onto my phone. It was literally this. It was literally that joke. So
well, there you go, Sean.
Big up D on that one.
Horrible minds think alike.
That's what it is.
Okay, 3 bulls heard the rancher was bringing another bull into the ranch. The first bull, I've been here for 5 years. I'm not giving this new bull any of my 100 cows. Second bull, I've been here for 3 years and I've earned my right to 50 cows. I'm keeping all my cows. Third bull, I've only been here for a year and so far you guys have only let me have 10 cows. I may not be as big as you fellows, but I'm keeping all 10 of my cows. Just then an 18-wheeler pulls up in the pasture, carrying the biggest bull that they've ever seen. It was almost 5,000 pounds. Each step he took made the steel bits of the ramp bend. First bull, I think I can spare a few cows for our friend. Second bull, actually I have too many cows to take care of. I can spare a few. I'm certainly not looking for an argument. They all look over at the third bull and find him pouring the dirt, shaking his horns and snorting. First bull, son, don't be foolish. Let him have some of your cows and live to tell the tale about it. Third bull, hell, he can have all my cows. I'm just making sure he knows I'm a bull.
Fair play, getting it priorities straight, you know? Okay. I told myself I needed to stop drinking so much. But I'm not about to start listening to some drunk weirdo who talks to himself.
Right. I got a neighbour. She's single, shapely and beautiful, and she lives right across the street. I watched her as she got home from work this evening. I was surprised when she walked across the street up my driveway and then knocked on my door. I opened the door, she looked at me and said, I just got home and I have this strong urge to have a good time, get drunk and have fun tonight. Are you doing anything? I quickly replied, nope, I'm free. She said, great. Can you watch my dog?
Savage. Okay. Mister, why doesn't this cow have any horns? Asked the young kid from a nearby city. The farmer cocked his head for a moment, then began in a patient tone. Well, cattle can do a powerful lot of damage with horns. Sometimes we keep them trimmed down with a hacksaw. Other times we can fix them young uns by putting a couple drops of acid where their horns would grow in, and that stops them cold. Still, there are some breeds of cattle that never grow horns. But the reason this cow doesn't have any horns is because it's a horse. Get it.
Right. Alan and Lucy are flying to Australia for 2 weeks on vacation to celebrate their 40th anniversary. Suddenly, over the public address system, the captain announces, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I have some very bad news. Our engines have ceased functioning and we will attempt an emergency landing. Luckily, I see an uncharted island below us and we should be able to land on the beach. However, the odds are that we may never ever be rescued and will have to live on the island for the rest of our lives. Thanks to the skills of the flight crew, the plane lands safely on the island. An hour later, Alan turns to his wife and says, Lucy, did you pay our Visa credit card payment? No, sweetheart, she responds. Alan was still shaken from the crash landing, but then he asked, Lucy, did we pay our American Express card yet? So sorry, I forgot to pay it as well, she says. One last thing. Lucy, did you remember to send checks for MasterCard this month? She said, oh, forgive me, I forgot that. I didn't send that either. Alan grabs her by the waist and gives her the biggest kiss, the biggest ever kiss he's given her in 40 years. She pulls away and asks him, what was that for? Alan asks us. Alan says, if you haven't paid the bills, those guys will definitely find us. I got there in the end.
It's true.
I got there in the end, sorry.
True. Do you remember he used to say that? Oh, it's true.
Did he
It's
say that?
damn true. Kurt Angle.
Oh! Olympic champion.
One day, Einstein had to speak at an important science conference. On the way there, he tells his driver, who looks a bit like him, I'm sick of all these conferences. I always say the same things over and over and over. The driver agrees. You're right. As your driver, I attended all of them, and even though I don't know anything about science, I could give the conference in your place. That's a great idea, says Einstein. Let's switch places then. So they switch clothes, and as soon as they arrive, Einstein goes on stage and starts giving the usual speech, while the real Einstein, dressed up as the car driver, sits back and enjoys the deception. But in the crowd, there's one scientist who wants to impress everyone and thinks of a very difficult question to ask Einstein, hoping he won't be able to respond. So he stands up and interrupts the conference by posing his very difficult question. The whole room goes silent, holding their breath, waiting for the response. The driver looks at him dead in the eye and says, Sir, your question is so easy to answer that I'm going to let my driver reply to it for me.
Hey.
Oh, dear.
Cheeky Einstein. After a severe thunderstorm, a farmer notices a fire has started in his field. He tries putting it out, but it's starting to spread. He yells for his wife to call the fire department. Some neighbours who see the smoke also want to help, but they can't do anything but watch. Finally, they hear the siren of the old fire truck as it's coming over the hill. They see the truck speeding up as it's coming down the hill and then drive directly into the field and into the middle of the fire. The firemen jump out and use everything they have to bring the fire under control, with shovels, picks, even fire blankets they bought and fought through the flames. Everyone was watching in awe of the Fire City's efforts at putting out the fire. By this time, some people were collecting donations for the fire department and even a news reporter showed up. When the fire was out, the firemen, all dirty and tired, started loading up their truck while the captain walked slowly towards the farmer and the cheering crowd. The reporter gets to the captain and states, what an astounding show of firefighting. The folks have collected over $1,000 for your department. What are you going to use it for first? The captain replies, well, first of all, we're going to fix the brake on... Sorry. I'm so fucking laughing. Sorry. Well, first of all, we're going to fix the brakes on the truck.
I did see that.
You saw that coming? Good.
Also, I was like, they were fighting the fire with shovels and pickaxes. I was like, imagine that.
Just punching fire.
I'll show you flames.
They're actual firefighters. They're like doing kung fu, fighting, Krav Maga, everything, bruv.
They're like, I think you've taken this whole firefighter thing a bit too literally, bro. Okay.
Fight fire with fire.
No, it's a fight fire with shovels.
Pickaxe.
Dad needs to go home, said the young husband to his wife. He's been here long enough and I can't handle him being around anymore. He's claimed the best seat besides our fireplace, drank our coffee, eaten our food, taken command of our TV and puffs on his pipe whenever he fancies. And whenever I hint that it's time for him to leave, he just sinks deeper into the recliner and pretends he can't hear me. I've endured this now for 3 months and I'm at breaking point. He has to go, and because you are his daughter, you need to tell him. His wife looked shocked. What do you mean? My dad, she exclaimed. I thought he was yours.
Yeah. Classic one for you, Sean. Yeah?
Okay.
I had to do it. Okay. Today, the CEO of my company came into the office with a brand new BMW. Nice car, I said to him. Well, he said, if you put in enough time, effort and dedication and work as hard as you can for the next year, I'll have an even better one.
You know what? It's so true, isn't it?
It's fucking on the dot.
A dyslexic man from West Virginia finds out his daughter is dating a man from Virginia. So the guy questions his daughter about the guy, finding out his name is Clarence. And for some reason, he doesn't like the sound of this guy. One day, the daughter comes home crying and runs to her room, telling her dad that it's because of Clarence. So the dad gets his older son, they get in the car and they start driving towards Virginia. The son asks, what are we doing? The dad angrily replies, we're going to go and have a talk with this here Clarence. They keep driving. Just as they reach the tunnel leading into Virginia, the dad slams on his brakes and frantically turns the car around and starts heading back. The son asks, What's going on? I thought we were going to talk to Clarence. The dad looked at his son and says, didn't you see the sign above the tunnel? Clarence is 13 foot tall. So dumb.
Was that another long walk for a short swim?
Oh no, I quite enjoyed that.
I love it. There you go. And that was our punishment. Thank you. Don't forget, you can send in jokes at howtokillanhour.com, or you can DM us on the socials, man. Thank you very much. I just want to say, it's been a criminal experience, man.
Marcus is going to be listening to this for the rest of the week, every day. Vibing.
Even the little beat. That's the beat. And the breakdown.
Loves it.
What about the little breakdown here? Wait for it.
I just think of like the bold guy in the DVD thing.
You wouldn't steal a car. As if they tried to liken stealing a car to like stealing. Anyway, it's
a DVD. Anyway.
It's like, I could imagine they play this video to a kid if they got caught stealing like penny sweets, or a kid like stole a packet of crisps from a shop. They sit down, listen, son. It's a long dark road of crime that you're starting on.
And probably just go around the other way. They're like, this is a tune.
Can I watch it again? Have you got any copies? I've got a guy that can copy it for you. At How to Get Out on socials. And we'll be with you soon. You got yourselves, man. There you go.